It's Thursday, the 5th of September 2024. Welcome to the Fast 5 Business News by Fear and Greed, where we give you the top 5 business stories you need to know in just 5 minutes. I'm Michael Thompson, and good morning, Adam Lang.
Good morning, Michael.
Adam, we have 5 huge stories to get through today in 5 minutes, so we better get cracking. Story number 1, economic growth faltered in the June quarter at just 0.2% for the 3-month period, with the worst annual GDP result since the end of the early 1990s recession, excluding, of course, the pandemic.
That's right, Michael. And at 0.2%, it was a slight miss on the 0.3% expected and 1% higher across the 12 months, but it was in line with what the Reserve Bank predicted at its most recent round of forecasts. In saying that, these are not great numbers, with Treasurer Jim Chalmers immediately coming out with a statement laying the blame on global economic uncertainty, higher interest rates, and persistently high, though slowing, inflation. Of course, higher interest rates are the main tool used by the central bank to get inflation under control.
You mentioned that these aren't great numbers. Adam, just break down a few of them for us.
Sure. The household savings ratio, which is really important, it is at its lowest rate in 17 years. Consumption levels are going backwards, and private demand, that's outside of government, private demand is flat. Home building has slumped 3% over the last year. These are big and significant numbers, Michael. In fact, the only reason we're not in a recession right now is because of federal and state government spending across the country. And in real terms, that is net of population growth, GDP per capita was down for the 6th consecutive quarter, falling 0.4%. Put simply, we are in a deep per capita recession, and that's how it feels for many household and businesses. Discretionary spending, Michael, was down 1.1% for the quarter.
Yeah, that is hugely significant. On to story number 2, Adam. The S&P ASX 200 closed down 1.9% yesterday to 7,951 points. That was one of the worst days since the big August slump that we had a few weeks back, amid rising concerns about the US economy. And if we take a look at Wall Street, one of the biggest drops there came from an absolute stock market darling, Nvidia.
Yeah, Michael, in just one day, shares in the chipmaker fell more than 9%, which is a loss of about US $279 billion in market value. Just incredible. It followed 2 separate analysts raising questions about AI demand and the hype around the industry. Nvidia has also received subpoenas from the US Justice Department amid an antitrust investigation.
Okay, story number 3, the Climate Council's environmental report card is in. And while New South Wales and the ACT were given a pat on the back for improvements in reducing transport emissions, and South Australia and Tasmania have made inroads on renewable power, it was Queensland getting the accolades.
Yeah, something of a surprise, Michael. The new report found Australia overall had doubled its share of renewable energy in the last 6 years and now sits at 40%. The ACT was at 100% and has the highest share of EVs. However, Queensland was the surprise standout. Having been falling behind in the last report, it has now the highest proportion of rooftop solar, with just over half of homes boasting their own panels. The report said it needed to make progress on household energy storage, with under 1% of homes having a battery alongside their panels.
Adam, story number 4, your local vintage cellars or first choice bottle shop might soon be rebranded as a Liquorland. It's part of a new approach from Coles as it tries to take on in a more meaningful way the juggernaut that is Dan Murphy's.
Yeah, Michael, the rebrand will affect some stores under a pilot program in South Australia, Queensland and Victoria that kicks off in November. The idea is to rename Vintage Cellars stores as Liquorland Cellars and First Choice as Liquorland Warehouse. And if they think it's a goer after the pilot, then every store across Australia will be renamed. Coles told the Financial Review that its research of customers showed Liquorland was Coles' most recognised brand. So this was about having the strongest brand offer they could and drive more customers. Different prices and promotions will still be across the Cellars and Warehouse offshoots, but the marketing will become more consistent.
Last one, Adam. I don't know what to make of this. Hello Kitty is having a moment, including on the stock market. A new cafe focused entirely on Hello Kitty just opened in Los Angeles.
This is a highly unique brand, Michael, and the restaurant menu features confetti cake and macarons, berry-filled churros, and biscuits shaped like the famous cat. It's the first of its kind for LA, but it's not the only bit of exciting news for the Japanese brand. Its parent company, Sanrio, has seen shares jump as much as 29% in the past month on the Nikkei. The last year has seen Hello Kitty benefiting from renewed tourism, with Bloomberg saying that more recent intense weather has driven people indoors, and that has benefited indoor theme parks, of which Sanrio has many that feature characters like Hello Kitty.
All right, there we go. The top 5 business stories in 5 minutes. Thank you, Adam.
Hello Kitty to finish. Thank you, Michael.
We finished strong. It is Thursday, the 5th of September, 2024. Remember to hit follow on the podcast. And if 5 minutes isn't enough, you can find our longer daily show called Fear and Greed, wherever you listen to podcasts. I'm Michael Thompson, and that was the Fast 5 Business News by Fear and Greed. Have a great day.